And we celebrate everything that that song had within it today. There's something within you that's far greater than anything you've ever experienced, yes? There's something so amazing within you that there's ever evolving dimensions of us that we are meant to bring to the planet. And every time we get together, collectively, we remind each other there's more of you. There's more God to express as the potent power that you are. We have chaplains on duty today that are holding that for you today. I'd like our chaplains to please stand that we may acknowledge them. They're kind of holding sacred space, so I have to shake them. Well, we'll leave him be. But we have John and Judy and Carol and Marie holding the light that you are today. Right in this room is a container where they are seeing the highest and best of you. They were knowing the truth of who you are as magnificent beings, and they're knowing it for me. And somehow we all elevate the vibration and rise to the highest awareness of how beautiful we are. Take your hand and place it upon your heart and say, I am beautiful. I am powerful. I know the truth of my being. And I will not let the world take me off that truth. There's plenty of people that would love to take you off the truth. We're going to celebrate that truth today, the hero that is within you. But first, I like to start with a little story. How many ex-Catholics do we have in the room? Good, you might appreciate this. There were 4 Catholic ladies and they were having coffee. The first Catholic woman tells her friends, you know, my son is a priest. When he walks into a room, everyone acknowledges his accomplishment and calls him Father. The second Catholic woman chimes in and she says, well, my son is a bishop. Whenever he walks into a room, the people celebrate his accomplishment and say, oh, your grace. The third Catholic lady says, well, you know, my son is a cardinal. Whenever he walks into a room, people celebrate his accomplishment by saying, oh, your eminence. Now, the fourth Catholic woman is sitting there sipping her coffee, not saying anything, and the first 3 women give her a little subtle, well, and she speaks up and she says, you know, my son is a gorgeous 6'2" hard-body hunk of a man. When he walks into a room, people celebrate him and say, oh my God. Today, we are celebrating the oh my God moments of you recognizing the magnificence of the hero that lies within you. The magnificent light of the world that is showing up as you. And collectively, we are celebrating the beautiful, powerful, unique, and magnificent way that we have shown up for the month of October here at Unity North. How many have been here for the series? 5 weeks in the series. How many of you have integrated those concepts for the last 5 weeks into your life? A fewer hands, but that's okay. There's still time because those talks exist online. You can go online and revisit them to get further into the depth of the hero that you are. Yes? For the month of October, there's been no masks. There's been no disguises or costumes, just us being real with each other, and I have been accused of meddling by a few people. No, not meddling, but calling forth that which is out of integrity with the hero song that we just heard. That which is out of integrity, we're going to stir the pot a little bit. Now, today might be a little bit less meddling, but it is significantly important to complete the cycle of what we've been talking about. For the last 4 weeks, we've been taking a deep dive into the arena of cultivation. What are we cultivating? I'm glad that you asked. We're cultivating the most amazing life possible, the most amazing community possible, and an experience of this vast kingdom of heaven that is our earthly journey. We're cultivating, tilling the soil as we started the journey to the very best life possible. How many people who are just maybe here for the first time and haven't even heard the first 5 talks would love to have a life that's more rich, full, prosperous, and healthy than you've ever had before? Oh, well, I'm not sure if I want life to be good or not. If there's any reluctance in your life, I'm going to invite you to go back and revisit those first 4 talks and then listen to this one today again and again. Our journey began week 1 by cultivating commitment. The foundation of every house, of every dream, of every vision, there has to be a commitment. And I honor today the commitment you have made as a hero seeking a greater life, a greater expression, and a greater experience of life. Week 2, we cultivated consistency. This is where people told me I was meddling. You can't do it once or twice. It cannot be a hobby. The spiritual path never has been a hobby, but it must be a dedicated, consistent effort, day in, day out, week to week, moment to moment. And we talked a little bit, I think, where I kind of ticked some people off, and I said, you can't come to Unity North on Christmas and Easter and expect to grow. You get an entertainment. We're not an entertainment. We're not in the entertainment industry. We are in the spiritual growth industry, and that means cultivating consistency. And by the way, just in case you recognize, I had some extensive dental surgery this week, so half of my face is numb. So if I start to sound like Sylvester, just pay no attention. Week 3, we cultivated consciousness, that which is the bedrock of every dream, that which is a necessary component, first in mind, then in reality. We have to see the hero. We have to know the hero inside before it will ever show up on the outside. Week number 4, we cultivated creativity. When we have the first 3 intact, commitment, consistency, and consciousness, then we can float around this world and become the most creative beings, creating good that nobody else has thought of. You're not in the skin that you're in, the life that you're in by accident. You're there to create. And when you have that rock that you were grounded to, you become, your imagination goes crazy and wild, and good is brought to the planet that can only come through you. Week number 5, today, we cultivate celebration. Everybody say, yippee. I remember the first time I was in a Unity church, Joel Blackford, who was sitting right there, and I said, what kind of church is this? They said, everybody say yippee, and the whole place emerged with yippee. Sometimes we teach spiritual concepts in this church, and we forget to be excited about them. That you can change your life by the thinking that you were holding. Oh, that's nice. No, yippee. Hooray, hurrah, I can change my life and I can make my life what I want it to be by all the tools of spiritual law that have been placed into my hand. That's something to be excited about, yes? It's something to celebrate, yes? It's something to remember moment to moment, day by day, that I am in charge of my life and I am responsible for the kingdom of heaven, not only for myself, but for all people. This is what a gentleman, Adi Da Samraj, said. Let's put that quote up there. Let's say it together. Without true celebration, discipline is obnoxious. I love that. You ever known people that were so deeply committed to their spiritual practice they were of no earthly good? They're walking around as somber beings, always with their nose to the grindstone, always working, always focusing, and they're never any good. There's no joy. The spiritual path is meant to be one of joy, of celebration, one of recognition, one of partying and dancing and singing and playing. Yes? All work and no play makes us very dull spiritual aspirants, very dull spiritual students. Jesus knew this. Our master teacher absolutely knew this. And we don't hear too much about that, but the guy knew how to party. In fact, he was accused by the ruling authority of the time of being a drunkard. He was accused of being a glutton. Jesus was accused? Yep, absolutely. What's the ruling authority of today? It is the human ego. The Pharisees represent the human ego that says, oh, we shouldn't be playing. We shouldn't be having fun. If you're not playing and having fun on your spiritual path, you're dying. There must be moments of celebration. You must cultivate into your practice of creation moments of celebration. In the Gospel of Luke, chapter 7, verse 34, Jesus is mocking these people, this ruling authority, the ego, which is we're going to do as well today. He's accused of partaking of pleasure too much when he was accused of being a glutton and a drunkard. The guy was neither a glutton or a drunkard, but he knew the importance of celebrating life, of enjoying life. He celebrated anyway. How many of you, as you channel your Christ and you find that inner excitement for life, that inner excitement for all the good that is in our life, and that is not being a Pollyanna and ignoring that there is also darkness, but it's giving the bulk of our attention to what is working. Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, absolutely praised herself to life when she was told to make peace with her Maker because she was going to die. And every day she celebrated her liver. How many of you have ever thanked your liver? Thanked your kidney? Thanked your heart? Take a deep breath. Release that breath. How many of you are aware that that is a gift of God? That breath that you got is precious. Celebrate that breath. Celebrate that heartbeat. Celebrate the person who is next to you, even if they totally drive you crazy. Celebrate the gift of the people in your life that help you grow. Celebrate every single miracle of your life. And like Jesus, there's going to be a ruling authority between our ears, the human ego that will tell you, oh, no, you can't be too prideful. You can't celebrate yourself. You can't be aware of how amazing you are. There are churches right now that would say, when we tell them, put your hand on your heart and say, I am good. Oh my God, you blasphemers. How dare you not claim the goodness of the expression of God showing up at the point of view? If you want to feel bad, there are plenty of churches that will help you feel bad about claiming the miracle of your life. This church doesn't do that, and there's going to be plenty of people between your ears, the committee, I almost said a bad word, the idiot committee, that's between your ears and the idiot committee that's out here that does not recognize is necessary for growth. So with any journey, with any accomplishment, no matter how small you have deemed it to be, it is imperative that we take a moment to celebrate our good. Even in the account of creation, the book of Genesis, right out of the gate, folks. What are some of the dominant words that get repeated over and over and over and over in the book of Genesis? And God saw that it was good. And then God rested. Do you think that there's a creator energy that needs to rest? Oh, I'm so tired, I need to take a break. No. God rested is the moment where I just stand back and look at it all and go, yes, it is good. The work that I have done has been good. And God is showing up at the point of each and every person in this room. That means we must, to complete the cycle of creation, stand back, rest, and go, yeah, it is good. Yeah, put your hand on your heart. I am good. Together. On this journey of realizing our very best life, on this journey of realizing the kingdom of heaven, it is absolutely important that we stop and see that we are good. We who have made a conscious, consistent commitment to creating a better life should take a moment and say, it's good. It's good, and I was good participating. You know, something I say in this church that a number of people in this church really don't like, and that's okay, is when I say if what we've done in this room stays in this room, it's been an entertainment. There are a lot of people that are living their spiritual path as an entertainment. That's not what we do here. But if what we do here is integrated and implemented in such a way that your life is more full and rich and beautiful outside of these walls, and that the world is a little brighter and more blessed as a result of you having that recognition, it's been the most valuable hour you could have spent. And so I wrestle with that because I want to make you all happy. I all want you to resonate with what I'm saying, but I'm also here to interrupt you a little bit. And that means it is okay to claim your goodness and to take that goodness out into the world. If it just lives in here and back out there, your nose is to the grindstone, thinking you're a worm of the dust, the benefit only gets as far as our doors. I want more than that. The hard work is good. The push through when it got tough is good. This 5-week series has had to push through. And there have been families in this church who have said goodbye. I don't know whether it's because it's a Halloween month, but there have been a lot of goodbyes as people have ascended to greater ways of being. And there's grief. There's grief. Probably 13 to 14, 15 people that have said goodbye in the month of October. And the work has been good. The ability to express and to let tears flow has been good. And the people who have said goodbye and found the way to connect at the level of the hello, it's been really good. And the support of the community has been really good. When you get up after a tired night and you don't want to get up in the morning, you've had dental surgery and you know you're going to slur your words a little bit and you don't want to do it, and you got up anyway, that's good. That is really good, and you are to be celebrated for that. When you want to quit, but you still put one foot in front of the other, when you didn't see the results yet manifest in the realm of the earth, and you kept going strong by implementing spiritual law, that's what we've done for 5 weeks. It's good, and you're good. When I saw those hands go up and said, I've implemented what you've been talking about. It is good and holy and sacred and beautiful, and I call you good. So how do you celebrate? What are the ways that you celebrate? Let me hear you. Call it out. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Way to go, Janet. There are as many ways to celebrate as there are people in the room. And nobody wants to see me dance up here. That's not a pretty sight. But dancing and singing. Uh-oh, I just boxed myself into a corner. Sharing of the good of my life is how I celebrate. Sabbath. Do you realize that you can celebrate like Jesus did and find a place of Sabbath and rest and just stand back and go, I'm enjoying the life. I'm enjoying the work. I'm enjoying my participation in the work. I'm enjoying the creativity of the work. Celebration looks like John Jackson sitting over there right now. I wonder if I can make him laugh. Celebration takes 1,000 different forms, but whatever form it takes for you, it is important that you do it. And that in the doing of that, whether it be dancing, singing, sending off horns, or sitting quietly and being grateful, it is important that it is a regular part of your practice. It is a regular part of your creation of the life that you are leading. Whatever the benefits of your efforts, let celebration come from an unapologetic expression. Unapologetic expression of what you have accomplished. Because guess what? You may not get it from anybody else. Anybody ever do something wonderful? You just think it's so great. I've been working really hard and I've put the effort in and nobody notices. That's a familiar theme, and a lot of people go to the place of depression because they're so consumed with the validation outside of themselves. I need you to validate me. And sometimes it doesn't come. If we're going to channel the inner Christ, we need to validate ourselves. That's what celebration does. I know who I am. I know what I am about. I know the good work I've done. And if I don't ever get a thank you for the work I've done, that will be okay because the Christ of my being has thanked me. I'm living in the energy. I'm reaping the harvest of the energy that I have put out. Throughout this series, it's what you are putting out is what's coming back. Let gratitude live in your heart in such a way that you're willing to say, I've done an amazing thing, and I know it, and I go home and I rest well at night because I did this, and I'm proud of myself. My granddaughter, Quinn, is in a brand new school, the Acton Academy. Have you ever heard of it? And my daughter is teaching at the Acton Academy, and she's having to learn a whole new set of language. They don't say, the teachers do not say, I'm proud of you. Oh, what? What about that? No, what they say, are you proud of yourself? And what happens is they are creating a whole new generation of people who are not attached to validation from outside themselves. A whole new group of people that are not hungry ghosts waiting for somebody to say thank you, waiting for somebody to say they're proud of me. And that really rubs some people wrong in the first service. I want my dad's approval. Sure, you can want the dad's approval, but you don't need it. When I quit wanting my parents' approval of who I was and what I was about is when life became full and rich, and I began validating myself. I am proud of myself. I want you to say that. Put your hand on your heart and say it again. I am proud of myself. And God saw that it was good. Yes? They ask the kids, are you proud of yourself? And it changes the entire energy of the child's consciousness. Well, we are children of God. We need to change the consciousness. I'm not doing anything for reward on the outside. I'm doing it for the moment I go to bed and I can say I am proud of myself, and it builds people instead of dependency. We have become so dependent on external validations. I'm asking you to be completely internally motivated as Jesus was, as Buddha was. I know who I am, I know what I'm about, I know where I'm going, I know where I come from, and it is good. How many of you have tried to implement the concepts we have shared? Good on you. Whether anybody recognizes it, whether the minister recognizes it, whether the person next to you recognizes it, is less important than you recognizing it for yourself. Today, let us rest and enjoy. So what are the benefits? What are the benefits of celebration? Call them out. What? Fun, joy, what else? What was that? You feel good. And when you feel good, you create more. And when you create more, you feel good. Whoa, it's a wonderful circle. What else? Relaxed. Can you hear all the benefits? You don't need me to tell you anything. But I am going to tell you a few things, my list. But I want to give you Lorelei. Lorelei Robin sent me this just yesterday. And I thought this is what happens when you thank and you live in the energy of Sabbath and gratitude. If you thank your mind, it will relax. This is by Matt Kahn. If you thank your heart, it will open. If you thank your past, it will integrate. If you thank your symptoms, what? They will heal. If you thank your shadow, it will vanish. If you thank your life, it will transform. If you thank yourself, the light will dawn. But wait, there's more. That was Matt Kahn's list. Let me give you my list. It reminds the body there's something good going on. Your body has cells, and there's intelligence in every cell of your body. And every time you celebrate good, the cells get an impress. They get a message sent to them. There's something to be joyous about. There's something to live for. And if you're waiting to remind yourselves that there's something holy, wonderful, and sacred until you get validation from out yourself, you're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And then when you don't get it, you're going to get sick. Remind the cells of your being there's something holy going on here. Place your hands upon your heart and say that with me. There's something holy going on here. It reminds the mind, the heart, and the spirit that there are blessings. There are reasons to be grateful. There are reasons to focus on the blessings. It gives renewed strength for the next journey. You see, in that creation process, that cycle we talked about, a spiral upward. If you skip the process of celebration, you're back at square one. You don't evolve. You don't go to the higher place. You've gained new energies, new awarenesses, and new thoughts to take you to the next level of consciousness, which is the next level of life. It claims and affirms truth. Celebration claims and affirms truth. It brings reverence and awe to the spiritual work and the process. Scripture says you must become like a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. Kids know how to play. So I'm asking you today, when was the moment you quit playing? When was the moment you quit dancing and singing because somebody might not like it? The ruling authority might say, oh no, you can't dance. Oh, the hell I can't. You can't sing. Well, the hell you can't. I can't praise myself. I can't be proud of my own accomplishments. Well, the hell you can't. That is a message that needs to stop. I am the light of the world. Say that with me. I am, and I shine really brightly. Celebration builds community. It connects us. It unites us in joy, especially when you were celebrating somebody else's wins. In the prosperity class, this is a point that I made that just totally shocked. And I had a list of like 40 things that you could do to build prosperity in your life. Not one of those 70 students chose this one. Is go find something to celebrate about somebody else. Did you choose that one? Only one person from 70 chose that path. 2, do we have more? But the reality is, if you want more prosperity in your life, go be grateful for somebody else's good. Go be good. Go celebrate that Juanita just won the lottery. Instead of, don't forget 10% comes to the church. You want more health? Go be grateful for somebody else who's experiencing vibrancy in their life. You want more prosperity? Instead of bemoaning, why is it they got the date and I didn't get the date? Go be grateful that they found the love of their life. That consciousness of celebration for another human being will make your life everything it can possibly be. You want more love? Go give more love. You want more prosperity? Give more prosperity. Whatever you want more of, give more of it and celebrate it for somebody else. There have been several university studies that show that those who celebrate more live longer. I found an extensive list. I'm not going to give them, but I can give it to you if you want outside of today. And then there's Abraham Lincoln, who once said this. Let's read it together. In the end, It's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. I want more life for you. This series has not been about making the church everything it can be. It's about making your life everything it can be. I've been placed on this planet to see the good in you and to call it out and to see you rise to your highest and best, because somebody did that for me. I stand as testimony to somebody who celebrated me and the good that I couldn't see in myself, and I want to pay it forward. I want to look into Bill's eyes and go, you are the light of the world. And your playing small is not serving anybody, as Marianne Williamson said. And so this series for 5 weeks, the commitment, the consistency, the consciousness, the creativity, and the celebration is about everybody in this room becoming the light of the world. Not just talking about it on Sunday, but taking it out of these doors and into the world and shining so bright that everybody else around you knows that that same light exists in them. Yes? When was the last time you took a breath and celebrated that breath? Celebrate it, because that means there will be more of that breath tomorrow. The last time that heartbeat, you just stopped and paused and went, yes, it is good. It is good. There'll be another heartbeat tomorrow. You're not going to get there by cursing the pain that you've got in your jaw and the hole that's in your mouth and the stitches that are dangling on your uvula right now. Suffering succotash. I want more life in your years. That's why I did this series. I want more life in the years of everybody in this room. It brings more value to your relationship with God when you celebrate the gifts of God, plain and simple. Its celebration is going to build self-reliance and confidence for the next journey and the next and the next. It gives permission for others to be happy and joyful, to be fulfilled, and to create happier families, happier work, happier planet. How many people would like that? I don't know about you, but I could sure use a happier planet right now. I could use a happier United States, and we're about to, let me tell you, I have the energy that comes up when I go to bed at night. Here we are, the election season's coming, here we go again. I don't want to play the same game we've played for the last 6 years. I don't care who you vote for, but just vote. But let that vote be a vote of joy. Joy in the nation, joy in the family, joy in the community, joy in my heart. Let's quit arguing about what isn't working, and let's start praising, as Myrtle Fillmore did, that which is working. And there is a lot working, yes? Some people view celebration as slacking off. Have you ever noticed that? Slacking off? Like we aren't really doing anything? Celebration is active. It is important, and it is far greater than entertainment. I want to get real clear about that. It is a pivotal stage in the evolutionary process because it allows us to commemorate all the good that we are and all the good that we do. Here's a quote from Abraham Joshua Heschel. Please read this with me. People of our time are losing the power of celebration. Instead of celebrating, we seek to be amused or entertained. Celebration is an active state, an act of expressing reverence or appreciation. To be entertained is a passive state. It is to receive pleasure afforded by an amusing act or a spectacle. Celebration is a confrontation, giving attention to the transcendent meaning of one's action. Joshua Heschel is recognizing celebration as a spiritual act. How dare you not engage in the spiritual act of creation? It is a state of consciousness. So we think for a long time celebration is about, well, on Saturday I'll throw a party. On Sunday people are coming over. I'm saying let it live in your consciousness that every breath you are taking is a moment of gratitude. That every step you take, every interaction you have is an opportunity to grow and to learn and to celebrate the miracle of life. How would your life be different? How would your life be different? Unlike indigenous cultures, I like to go back to the people of the earth. And if you go back to the people of the earth, something has been lost. I asked you when the moment was you stopped learning how to play and to dance and to sing. We have forgotten many of the traditions, the rituals, the ceremonies, and the celebrations, especially around the work that we do. In the name of progress, our culture has lessened rejoicing over everyday occurrences. You know, the indigenous people said, oh, the sun rose again today, let's have a ritual. The sun was up today, let's have a celebration. And let's remember how blessed we are. How about the time of harvest? We are right in the middle of the time of harvest. We shall come rejoicing, bringing in the sheaves. No, I brought the sheaves in, now I got to get back to work. Got to get back to work. No, you brought in some abundance and sheaves. The indigenous people celebrated the harvest. It was a big thing. It was a huge thing. So I'm going to challenge you. How would it be if when you went to the grocery store, which is our version in modern world of reaping the harvest, if you walked in there singing, bringing in the sheaves, bringing in the sheaves. It's silly and it's ridiculous, but when was the last time you went to the grocery store with a mindset, how blessed am I? Look at the vast array of choices that I can put into my body. Look at the vast array of resources I have in my pocketbook that I can choose any one of these choices. And then go home and eat it. No, we rush through it. You make the money as quickly as you can. You go buy the food as quickly as you can. You eat it as quickly as you can so you can get back to work. We've lost the awe and the wonder of not only the children but the indigenous people. The sun came up today. Yippee! I took a breath. Yippee! I have a home with a roof over it. I have a car. I have a loved one to share that space with, four-legged or otherwise. How blessed am I? If you have any money in your pocket or in your bank account or a roof over your head or safety, you are amongst the 99% wealthiest people on the planet. Yet we curse about our hangnails. Oh, that stitch is really driving me nuts. Oh, they didn't show up the way they were supposed to. How come they got the date and I didn't? How come she won the lottery and I didn't? How come they have good and I don't? And we slowly but surely go down the spiral until we're finally gone. And they say, well, he tried hard, but he never knew who he was. I don't want to die having people. I would rather have people, when I die, say, he was a little bit full of himself and arrogant, than that he never shone his light. He never let his light shine. He never celebrated himself because he was waiting for his father to do it. He was waiting for his mother to do it. I'm saying make a ritual out of your trip to the grocery store this week. Dance and sing. You know, when we first moved here to Georgia, I'm going to invite the band to come back up. I remember being from California. We had lost it long before you had. We got into the grocery store line, and people talked to each other. It was really weird from my California mindset. It was like, wow, how you doing, y'all? It's like we talk to each other. And over the last 6 years, what I've seen, and I didn't even think about it until I prepared for this talk, you stopped doing it in Georgia too. Isolation, stop. No celebration in the grocery line. How can I get through without any interaction? It's time for California and Georgia, the nation, the people of Unity North, to start bringing the celebration back to the grocery line. Isn't life great? I'm so happy to be alive. What are you celebrating today? Let me share in that good with you. We've forgotten that we belong to each other. We've forgotten to celebrate that we belong to each other, but we're going, gosh, I only have $10 in my wallet today. I guess I have to put a few items back on the shelf. Drip, 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 drip. We need to celebrate. It's a completion of the cycle. Next slide, please. This is the journey we've been on for 5 weeks. This is life. This is the life we're creating. It started with commitment, consistency, consciousness, creativity, and if it does not have a celebration component, you're going the wrong direction. Celebrate you. Celebrate your magnificence. Celebrate the energy that you have put into place. Celebrate the work. Take a moment to just say, it is good. And with your hand on your heart, I am good. I've done well. I'm proud of myself. I love myself. And build that into your day-to-day lives. Raise a glass every day to the cosmos. What an amazing world we live in. And there are those that say, oh, that's that Pollyanna church, Unity North, that's always puppy dog and rainbows. No, it has been a very real dialogue for 5 weeks. And those who have been here know it's been real. It's not all puppy dogs and rainbows. But for God's sake, give yourself a moment of it's beautiful. I am beautiful. Raise a glass to the universe, to God doing business as you, to the hero that is you. And quit waiting around for somebody else to validate that hero-ness. Be the hero. I'm going to leave you with one final quote, and then we're going to go into meditation. Let's read this together. Grace is the celebration of life, relentlessly hounding all the non-celebrants in the world. It is a floating, cosmic bash, shouting its way through the streets of the universe, flinging the sweetness of its causations to every window, pounding at every door in a hilarity beyond all liking and happening, until the prodigals come out at last and dance, and the elder brothers finally take their fingers out of their ears. The world needs us right now, folks. Plain and simple. The world needs you to shine your light and to quit playing small and to celebrate. Celebration calls out. Celebration calls in. Celebration calls up. And celebration calls forward. This week, call in, call out the prodigals who are living in a world that's going the wrong direction, and be the living, breathing change that's taking us in the grocery store line. When you get up in the morning and look in the mirror and nobody said thank you at the end of the day, say, I'm so grateful I get to be me. Say that with me. I'm so grateful I get to be me, and I am amazing. And then when the ruling authority says that's egotistical, when the ruling authority between your ears says, oh no, you're so full of yourself, or the ruling authority out here says, oh, that's all ego. Thank you for sharing. But the truth I know for myself, my checks and balances is I'm celebrating the magnificence of you as well, Joel Blackford. That's the difference between ego. Chris, Bridget, I'm claiming the same truth for you. It's amazing to be you. Thank you for the gift you are in my life. Chris James, Yvonne James, you are amazing. You are the light of the world, and I will not make apology if that makes you uncomfortable for me to recognize how you've touched my life and how beautiful you are. Oh, I know there's things dangling in the back of your throat. There's pains and there's numbness. Yep, we've all got it. Let's work through it together, and let's be celebrants. Let's be celebrants of the miracle of life.